Yeah, boy!
Welcome. OmCatsat here. Today, we are taking a look at privilege. We see a lot in the media about privilege and reparations. If you don't know yet, these terms are part of the left's identity politics. Identity politics divides people into groups and rates them in a victim or oppression hierarchy. The rule of thumb is that groups that are less advantaged should be given a louder voice in an attempt to engineer society and make it more equal, negating perceived historic and ongoing bias. Affirmative action policies are an example of such social engineering. Reparations is the idea that descendants from the slave trade should receive compensation from historic slavery. So what does the Vedas have to say about this? The Vedas says, Odared, Atmanam, which translates as, man up mofo. The key is in your own hand. In the ancient wisdom of the Gita, it is said, a man must elevate himself by his own mind, and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul, and his enemy as well. The Vedas is saying that the universe in all its complexity is not random, but that, built into it, is a system of checks and balances. Part of that system is called karma, or, in terms of Newtonian physics, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. If you like, you can watch previous videos I've done on karma to better understand the principle. Now, if we want to go a little deeper, we will need to understand the meaning of the Gita text we quoted earlier. That is, what is the meaning of elevating or degrading the consciousness? If you're new to Vedic wisdom, take a deep breath, because this rubs against the grain of what we have become accustomed to. The bigger picture, from the broader perspective, from the soul plane. The pure soul has become entangled in the material world due to the mind's joint venture with the ego. The ego has the desire to dominate material nature. To fix this, the mind needs to be trained so that it will not be attracted by the glitter of material nature. Elevation, in this sense, means to control the mind and engage it in higher activities. Degradation, on the other hand, is when we have an attraction to the sense objects of this world. The more one is attracted by sense objects, the more one becomes entangled in material existence. We have been introduced to and captured by the meanest aspect of the world, which is the consequence of the mood of enjoyment. We want to enjoy, we want to exploit. A good exploiter is glorified in society. But exploitation in itself is degrading. It is mean and low. It takes us to the lowest position and eventually comes back to us in some form of payback, where we will become the victim, the exploited. In this world, we are in the midst of exploitation and enjoyment. Less privileged people think that privileged people are enjoying more than them. They may even feel that this enjoyment is at their own expense or at the expense of their ancestors. Because of this, they feel justified to promote a role reversal. Really, this is NV 101, that I want what you have, and it's your fault that I don't have it. We see anything and everything in terms of enjoyment. We are in such a filthy degraded position. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. That is exploitation. Exploitation is the meanest type of nature. It is hateful, and we are advised by Vedic wisdom to get out of the clutches of the ghost of exploitation. We must adopt the noble thing, that is dedication, a dedicated life. Once, I had a dream. In the dream, we were looking for someone who had been possessed by a ghost. The atmosphere was tense, yet I felt some relief, knowing that it was not myself that was possessed. As we continued our search, all of a sudden, my spiritual master, who was also with us in the dream, turned to me, he got right up in my face and said, "The ghost is in you." I figuratively shat my pants right there. I jumped out of my skin. I woke up, shocked, but relieved that it was just a dream. But really, we are possessed by the ghost of an exploitative, enjoyer mood, which prevents us from a noble, dedicated life. What is hell? Hell is our fascination with the many things that are to be enjoyed in this world, a fascination with the world of reaction. A life of nobility, a life of dedication, and not only ordinary dedication for the environment, but a dedication for the highest good, is the highest form of life. In the lower stage, that dedication is calculative, but, in the higher stage, it is spontaneous and automatic. Our real prospect is there, real life is there, and here is the worst shadow, the perverted reflection. So we are told, O Dared, at Manam, the key is in our own hand, the freedom by which we can associate with anything, good or bad, and reap the result accordingly. Ultimately, we are told that the key is in our own hand, no one else is to be blamed for our present condition. Our past actions also influence us a great deal, whether those activities were good or bad, or of the eternal aspiration. Factually though, the possibility of free action is not taken away from us at any stage. Freedom is within us also, but it may be that our freedom is also covered by so many conditions that we may think that we are not free and rather forced by circumstances. In externalizing the responsibility for our predicament, we give away our power to change and to better our position. Still, we are free to select any path, be it good or bad. From the universal perspective, our existence is very small, and so, our freedom is also small and meager, but it is there. Though almost negligible, it exists. Privilege is something that has to be taken. Privilege is a choice. It exists. Cat, sat.
Yeah!